Alright. Well, after that bit of cuteness, where do I want to go now? Choices, choices. How about up here? Sure, the church. A tea party. Who are we having a tea party with? I'm excited. You've seen the Lord of the Hawks before, right? He's the type that would still take your money for taxes even when you're starving. Lady Francisca has been staying indoors more often recently, so I think it's about time she delegated her duties as leader to Lavan. Speaking of which, when did Lady Francisca become the leader? Has it been so long that I've forgotten? That's suspicious. Is Lady Francisca even Lady Francisca? Oh no. Because, oh man, after that, where she's like, you know, she used to be out and about, but not anymore. She's kind of like a shut-in now. When did she take over? Are Lavan and Levi orphans? Is Francisca the witch all along? Oh, I've got questions. Random townswoman. You got me, I mean middle-aged woman, you got me thinking. You got me wondering.
Shh! Don't talk about the witch so loudly. The witch has red eyes and can watch us from anywhere. She'll curse you. Then you and your family will be struck with misfortune for generations to come. Now, let's stop talking about this. You got that?
I'm suspicious. Hey, Lawrence, can you tell me something? Oh, if you could have one wish. Oh, this is another good candidate for this question.
My wish? My wish has never changed since the beginning. Would you keep it a secret between you and me? I want someone I love to walk under the bright sunlight. But if it is possible, I'd like to be by her side as well.
Alright. Lawrence is not so confirmed. I think that pretty much confirms. Right? I mean, I guess there's a small chance it's a coinky-dink, but I don't think it's a coinky-dink. Hello, ominous door. As I opened the ominous door, ready to say my usual greeting, I heard an ongoing conversation.
I know you're busy, but thank you for always coming here.
It was on my way, so you don't need to mind that.
It's like delivering the respect of the townspeople, so I wanted to bring it by hand.
Ah. The ones talking were Lawrence and Lavan. Lavan was handing over a cloth bag that Lawrence took with care.
The people of this town are pious. Although they've stopped actually coming to church, their belief in God still runs deep. Yes. Thanks to them, the church receives their offerings without me having to do anything. I hope that one day they will visit. I can't wait for that too.
I rarely saw anyone come to church, but it seemed the church was still supported by offerings from its parishioners. I walked up to the two to greet them. Hello, am I interrupting anything?
No, it's all right. You're here.
Yeah, to report on my work. I'm trying to find the Kaleido as soon as possible.
Oh, from the story earlier.
Yes, that might be what makes people start coming here again.
That may be true, but you don't need to worry about it.
I was worried about whether I could find it before the masquerade, so all I could do was nod in response.
But the offerings aren't that high in amount. Do excuse me for asking, but is it enough to live on? There's no need to worry. I grow some vegetables and also have a bit in savings. And as I said earlier, the people of this town are pious, so they also give me food all the time.
I see. I mean, that's nice of them.
If they're giving it voluntarily, I have no reason to refuse it. You seem to be doing well, then. but let me know if you need help with anything. Thank you.
He really did know what he was doing. He was almost shrewd in a way.
Oh, I just remembered. I received some tea, so would you like some?
I'm still a bit sus of tea with you. No offense. I know nothing actually happened, but I'm still like a little squinty-eyed about that, okay? You sure?
Of course. It's too much for Elric and me to finish.
Then I'll have some. Lavan also nodded. Lauren said he would prepare it and happily disappeared off to the other side of the church.
Is there anything you need help with?
Huh? I'm fine.
I see. You rarely ask for help, even when you have real problems, so I'm worried about you.
And I'll say that you worry so much about others that you don't take care of yourself. You should talk to me about your problems.
Talking, huh?
I mentioned how Lavan had no one to consult on his troubles except Levi and Francisca, and he simply responded with a smile.
There's nothing I need to talk to them about, but thank you for your concern.
Right back at you then. Soon, Lawrence returned.
The preparations are done, so come along to the back.
So close. It's our first time seeing the back room here. The tea was placed on the table, and I could smell the gentle fragrance from far away. I thought maybe there were herbs in there.
I heard laughter. What were you talking about?
Lavan always bottles everything up, so I was telling him to open up more.
No, that's you. Your story's in reverse. I see. So both of you are the kind that solves everything on your own.
Yeah, I guess so. That gulp. With a wry smile, I took a gulp of the tea. That was not a sip. It warmed up my stomach, and the fresh fragrance was comforting.
At times, it's difficult to discuss with those close to you. That's when the church comes in handy.
I see. I suppose speaking with someone outside of your common circle may be easier.
Yes. So if there is anything bothering you, feel free to talk to me. For example, love.
Lavan choked on his tea and started coughing. Oh no.
That was out of nowhere.
Huh? Lavan, are you?
Come on, Jed. Why don't you ask about your love life then?
Huh? I don't have anyone like that. I've never been in love with anyone.
Don't tell me that neither of you have had any meaningful relationships. I'd like to hear interesting stories, too. Can you not take advantage simply for your own amusement?
What's wrong with that? I wonder about your own relationship stories, Lavan.
I'm always busy with work. If I really did have someone like that, people would be spreading rumors about it.
Now that he mentioned it, he was probably right. But considering Lavan, he'd easily be able to hide any relationships.
But aren't you the wolf heir? Isn't there someone you've promised to marry someday to prepare for when you become the lord?
Lavan suddenly went silent and shook his head with a cold expression.
It has never come up, and I've never thought about it either. What about you? You said you didn't have anyone like that, but don't tell me you have no interest at all.
It's not that I'm not interested. I was vulnerable to Lawrence's smile. I got the feeling that he could see through my lies. Yep.
So you are interested. Is there anyone you fancy?
Fancy? There isn't anyone in particular.
Then what kind of person would you fall in love with? Someone kind? Someone with mutual interests? Anything could start that spark.
I don't know about that. I've never really thought about it.
Then how about thinking of the reverse? What sort of person would you never accept? What sort of person would you reject?
Now Lavan and Lawrence were both questioning me. Lavan was making that cold expression earlier, but he looked much better now. Someone I would never accept? That's difficult. I've only thought about normal things.
Normal things?
I don't know what I'd do if I couldn't tell what they were thinking. That kind of person might be hard to get along with.
That's sensible. Unless you have the same kind of character, it'll be difficult to completely understand one another.
That may be true, but I would want to understand them as much as possible.
That's a very kind-hearted approach. You might be able to say that because you don't have a dark shadow cast within your heart.
Thanks. Dark shadow?
Because of your affinity toward one another, there could be feelings you don't want to share.
That was difficult to understand. Could it be because I had never fallen in love?
Lawrence, do you believe that always hiding that dark shadow is what it means to love? Well, if the shadow is something you cannot carry yourself, it's not something meant to be held. I think it's called a shadow because you can't let it go. Yes, that is correct.
This is too difficult to understand. I couldn't help but say that out loud. Upon hearing that, Lavan with his serious face and the smiling Lawrence laughed at the same time.
You're right. I didn't intend on it to be difficult. Let's talk about something more fun.
You're losing me.
Don't worry. For example, if you had a lover, what would you like to do?
I tilted my head to the side, not knowing how to respond. Lawrence continued.
Like, where would you like to go together? Or what would you want to talk about?
Oh, in that case, I'd want to go to the masquerade together.
To the masquerade?
Yeah, that sounds like fun, doesn't it? You hold hands and dance together. I'd love to do something like that.
I suppose you're right. Well then, you should practice dancing while you still can.
Huh? I don't have any plans for that, so I'm okay.
You don't know where opportunities may lie. I believe you should always be prepared.
Oh, really?
Yes, he's right. I can't wait to see you dance and have fun.
I said I have no plans for that. What about you, Lavan? Since you're teasing me, that means you have something, don't you?
You're snapping back at me now.
It'll make us even. Lavan stared into my eyes and then looked away with a troubled expression. He knows. This boy knows.
I don't care where, as long as we could be together. That sounds like an earnest wish. I couldn't think of anything else. But isn't that enough? Did I satisfy your curiosity, Lawrence? Yes, it was interesting to say the least. Listening to you two talk reminds me of things I've forgotten. What's that supposed to mean? There's no deep meaning behind it. I get more forgetful the older I get. You don't look very old.
What about you, Lawrence? You always talk about others. Why don't you talk about yourself?
Well, that'll be for another time. It will take a while.
I understand. You can't, give me any kind of satisfaction this early in the game. But you promise at some point, right, Lawrence? Right, Lawrence? Don't you let me down. You always avoid the topic like this.
I'm not going to talk about myself so casually. At least, not now. Let's do this another time.
Lawrence smiled and sipped the cooled tea. He held the teacup with his left hand, and I saw his ring on his ring finger. Which looks like what? Don't just casually mention the ring. Is it the same ring? From... Is it? Man, a promise that lasts through different lifetimes.
I think I took a long enough break. I'll be returning to work now.
Then I'll excuse myself too.
Thank you for the interesting conversation. I'll be looking forward to the next time.
Can I see your ring yet? Nope. It's hidden. It's hidden in this pose. What? I have to talk about this again?
I wish you would be more happy about it. Isn't talking about love fun?
Dazed by his words, Lavan and I left the church. We're both like, huh?
Let's never talk about love in front of Lawrence ever again.
Seems like we'll need a lot of time for it.
But I did hear some interesting things, so I'll thank him for now.
I asked him what he meant, but all Lavan did was smile.
Mysteriously.
Yeah, that boy's got our number. He knows. He knows things. Let's go do Wolf Manor. Why not? Father and rings. Ooh, wonder what that is. Hello, suspicious lady.
The legend is simply made up. If only it didn't say the witch would bring destruction and misfortune. But I do understand the mentality of wanting to blame the witch whenever bad or scary things happen. Everyone wants to be happy. No one wants to be unhappy, but that's how the weak-minded think. Or at least that's my opinion.
Uh-huh. Oh, town informant. Gathered half of the town memories. Sweet. I'll take that. I'll take that little badoop. Hey, Levi. What kind of girl are you into? Whoa, that's really direct. I've never really thought of things like that. But maybe someone that's fun to be with? We could eat together, laugh about stuff, take relaxed walks. Someone that's compatible. Someone that I can confide in. I like people that make me feel warm inside. I agree wholeheartedly with you, Levi. That is also the type of person I'm attracted to. Damn, Levi really is gonna end up being my number one in this. Even though there's like the Tower Overlord and Lugus and things, I'm not really attracted to Lavan as of right now. He's just kind of boring vanilla boy at the moment. But Levi, I don't know if he'll be my favorite, but I feel like me and him will have like the most in common, so I think I'm gonna really enjoy his route. Anyway, a shade of respect. Hello, where's Francisca today?
She's here, though she appears to be troubled about something.
That's rare. Did something happen?
I don't know, but when I assisted her with her makeup, she appeared to be quite sad.
I wondered what the maid meant as I entered the living room of the manor. And there was Francisca, groaning while lining up some things on the table.
It's not this one.
Francisca?
Oh, welcome! I'm sorry. It's all a mess right now.
I don't mind, but what's all this? Are you in the middle of cleaning up?
It's more like... Well, I'm in a bit of a trouble. Will you listen?
Huh? What's going on?
Look at me.
Francisca's serious stare pierced right through me. I nervously looked back at her, and Francisca asked me in a serious tone.
Don't you think it's strange?
What is?
You don't notice anything on my face.
I felt bad for saying this to her, but I didn't notice anything different. She didn't appear pale, her eyes weren't bloodshot, and I didn't see any wounds or bruises anywhere. Do you have like the very faintest wrinkle? Sorry, I can't tell. What happened? Francisca sighed to herself and fixed her posture on her chair.
If you didn't notice, then maybe I'm just worrying a bit too much. You see, I don't have my usual lipstick on.
I see. Your lipstick. Wait, is that all?
I guess to other people it's so insignificant.
Sorry! I've never tried those things, so I couldn't tell. Then, are all these things cosmetics?
Yes, that's right. I used up the lipstick I usually wear, so I decided to try something else. But I don't know where the one I wanted to use went. I gave up and tried a different one, and it didn't feel right to me, so I decided to go and look for it.
Because I didn't wear makeup, I didn't quite understand, but it must be important to Francisca. The cosmetics lined up in front of me were in shiny, decorated containers. I wondered what was inside each of them. I'll help. What are you looking for?
It's about this big, and has a picture of an anemone flower.
I looked for it among the large collection of things on the table. I found a perfume bottle with a beautiful lake blue color, and a glittery container with face powder in it. You have a lot of cosmetics.
I just couldn't bring myself to throw them away. A lot are gifts, and many of them are from when I was younger. A lot of the colors are too flashy for me. I can't keep saying it's a waste. I have to throw them out someday.
That would be fine on you, Francisca. I think any color would suit you well.
Oh, you flatter me. But if I listened to you, I'd never throw anything away.
I continued looking for the lipstick while telling her how I was serious about what I said. There were so many kinds of cosmetics. I became interested and picked one up to look at. It's beautiful.
That's cheek blush. If you like it, you can have it.
It's fine. I wouldn't use it.
Oh, really? Oh, I found it! It was in this crevice over here.
Francisca took out a small round bottle with a picture of an anemone on the box. She took off the lid, and I saw lipstick with a slight orange hue.
Yes, this is it. I'll use this one starting tomorrow.
Oh? So that's what it looks like. The container and the lip shade are pretty.
They sure are. Since there's no one around, would you like to try it?
Huh? I can't! I've never worn makeup in my life!
That's exactly why! You're of age, so just try it out.
It definitely won't look good on me. I'll pass.
That's not true. If you wear clothes like this, it would change how you feel, your expression, and it'll become a part of you. You have to try it out first. I have a feeling it would look great on you.
But...
You're right. I understand. I already put on this other lipstick. I want to see the color, so can you try it on in my place?
She got me. I thought she could just wipe off the lipstick she had on now. But seeing how interested Francisca was, I couldn't bear to refuse. Besides, a part of me was indeed interested in it. Just a little, okay?
Yes! Turn to me then. I'll put it on for you.
I followed her directions quietly. Something about this made it feel really embarrassing.
When you're young, your skin and lips are so different. It certainly makes it worthwhile to put makeup on you.
Don't say stuff like that. It's making me feel embarrassed.
The way you say it so bashfully makes you so cute.
After Francisca finished putting on the lipstick, she looked at me while thinking of something. Does it look strange?
Not at all. You look wonderful. The color is exactly as I thought it would be. But while we're at it...
She took out a brush to comb through my hair ever so delicately.
I'd like to use face powder and blush. Oh, and some eyeliner too. But you probably wouldn't like that. All done! You look like a mature woman now.
That can't be.
Take a look in the reflection in my eyes. You look like a lovely lady.
It's okay. It's embarrassing.
When you put on lipstick, don't you feel different?
Well, that is true. The lipstick brought out the woman in me. I suppose this is what Francisca meant by getting used to using it. Who knew? Aww, so cute. A nice girls' day with Merm.
At your age, I think a more vivid color would match you better. How about bright pink?
It wouldn't look good on me.
That's just your assumption. Makeup is fun once you get started. Come, doesn't it feel nice just looking at the containers?
You're right. I did think that the perfume bottles looked beautiful.
You see? Cosmetics come with pizzazz so that you can change how you look and feel.
While I was wiping off the lipstick, Francisca took out a perfume bottle with a vivid purple color.
If a dress was bright purple like this, you'd be reluctant to wear it. But with perfume, it's fine. The fragrance is flowery, so you could wear it to a gathering of people.
Francisca always looked busy. I doubted she always dressed in a flashy way. But she did take care of her appearance when going out in public. When she goes out in public. That might be considered good manners to her as the Lady of the Wolves.
For you. Let's see. I think a jasmine perfume would work, but those are rare. This perfume is made of roses, but the fragrance is light. The container is also very interesting.
Is the pale red lid made to look like a rosebud?
Yes, isn't it adorable? Matching this perfume with a bright pink lipstick and a brighter eyeliner could be nice. You would look quite different.
I can't imagine it, but if a girl like that existed, she'd look cute. She could wear her hair up, too.
It's fine. For your clothes, let's do a white blouse. And have a skirt that's just a little short.
We were getting excited just talking about this. I never wore makeup or dressed up for the sake of it, but I did have a desire to. Oh. Talking about this is fun. It's like I'm a girl. The moment I said that, Francisca's expression froze. She had a troubled look on her face while putting her hand on my shoulder.
You are a girl. You can't say it out in public, but you are definitely a girl.
Oh, sorry. I know, Francisca. Even if I was used to that fact, Francisca must feel guilty over it as my foster parent. But that was why she treated me like a girl when we were alone together.
Recently, you've become much more feminine.
Huh?
Your mannerisms are more elegant. And I think your expressions have changed too.
Danger. I spread my legs a little wider in response to that. Not with this man spread, I'm not, I'll tell you that. Is it because I dress like a girl too often? I broke out in a cold sweat, thinking that she saw through me so easily. Maybe it's because I look to you as my role model. I felt like I wanted to be calmer and everything.
Oh, really? I like you just the way you are, Jed. Just act however you wish. Oh, by the way, this face powder container is lovely too. I don't use it often, but the decoration is so nice that I just keep it.
I felt relieved that the topic switched back to cosmetics. Even if Francisca found out, she'd understand if I told her the circumstances. Actually, I think she'd be happy I was doing it. No, I don't want to worry about all this. I would love to chat a bit longer, but I just remembered that I have work waiting for me. Why don't I help you clean up before I go?
Oh, really? Well, don't worry about me. I was planning on organizing them anyway. Good luck with your work.
Yes, thank you. I didn't have anything to do, but if we kept talking about being feminine, I had the feeling I would change on the inside, too. The red-eyed witch didn't exist anywhere. My fiery red eye and the fact that I was a woman. Both those things must be kept secret. Keep it secret, keep it safe. As I headed my way out, I wiped my mouth vigorously with my sleeve to ensure that my lips were free of lipstick. Well, that was fun, wasn't it? Okay, so this one is... yeah, that one's stuck for right now. Let's, I guess make our way to the tower. Wielding a sword is locked, eh? Alright, how's my boy? How's my wizard boy? Favorite foods?
Oh, you found me. You must be quite the psychic to find a ghost like me so easily. I would say your abilities are strong. My favorite food? I am partial to wine. Speaking of which, I showed an interesting text to my cook, but it was not well received. I'll tell you another time if you're still interested.
You mean that fake text about mashed potatoes and stuff? And meat casserole or whatever it was? I remember. Encounter. I returned back to the tower in between jobs. There was still some time until the next one, and I wanted to prepare some necessities. I had been so busy recently, I didn't know how to deal with extra time like this. Being a handyman that was paid by the day, this was something I should be grateful for. I did the household chores and then made food for Ashen and myself. That sort of daily life had become the norm for me. When I have too much time, I think of stupid things, like that kiss I had with Lucas. It's been a while, but I thought about when I first started this life. Oh? Are we gonna get some flashbackies? Yes.
Are you really going?
Yeah. Thank you for everything. A few days after my 12th birthday, I left the manor. Ah. Man, she left at 12 years old? Dang. This was to keep the secret that only Francisca and I knew.
I'm sorry. If only I had more power, I could have protected you better.
I guess puberty must have started and she's like, I gotta get out of here. Or Francisca's like, you gotta get out of here. You've done plenty for me. I can live on my own from now on. Ever since I was an infant, Francisca cared for me. She gave me so much love and treated as one of her own. I had nothing but gratitude toward her. But that was exactly why I couldn't cause her any trouble. Please don't look so sad. It's not like we're going to be separated forever. We both live in the same town.
Will you come back if you have any trouble?
Yes.
There's no need to restrain yourself, you hear?
I know. Well, I'll be going now, Francisca. I opened the door of the entrance that I'd seen for years and walked out. Francisca saw me off until I couldn't see her anymore through the snow. Am I still not there yet? I walked through the forest, and my resolve was already wavering. I walked and walked, but I still couldn't see the tower. My memory was hazy, but it felt closer when I went there as a child. Was it that far away? How much time had passed? Did I get lost? The scenery looked identical no matter how far I went. My feet kept getting caught in the deep snow. The worry in my heart grew. And finally... there it is. The trees that I thought would continue endlessly were cleared. Nice. In front of me was a tall, chalk-white tower. I didn't know who built this in the forest and why. No one knew of this place. The tower that had been forgotten by all. I'll be living here starting today. Feelings of hope were absent from my heart. I feel like I was being crushed by worry. Would I really be able to live here? Would I be able to earn my own livelihood? I wanted to go back to where Francisca, Lavan, and Levi were. I wanted to go back to the house where we lived. I shook my head to clear it of negative thoughts. It was all right. This was nothing. I took big strides toward the tower and placed my hand on the door. For some strange reason, it felt like there was someone inside. There was someone living in the tower. This wasn't good, and I couldn't live there. But that worry soon vanished. That couldn't be true. There was no one living here. Not even a single ray of light came from the window of the tower. This was absurd. Absurd, but just in case. Good evening! Is someone there? I called from behind the door. There was no answer. There was no sound either, but I decided to make sure. Is no one here? Then I'm coming in. I really am. I waited a few seconds. Still nothing. What was I doing? My cheeks felt hotter out of embarrassment. It should be fine. I put my hand on the door and pushed. Well, hello.
Who might you be?
Ah! I heard a voice. I saw someone. A man with a hazy outline from inside the tower. Oh! This was what it meant to be petrified with fear. I jumped backwards and fell onto the snow, unable to move.
Oh, did I surprise you? Excuse me, for I am not used to dealing with people.
His fatuous voice immediately brought a sense of relief to me. I might have gotten surprised, but this man wasn't dangerous. He had messy hair and messy clothes. Clothes. He looked shady, but there was nothing scary about him at all. Who are you?
My name is Ashen. I'm what people call a ghost.
Great. Now he sounded suspicious, too. Do you live here?
The term living is rather suspect in accuracy, but I exist in this tower. In that sense, you can say I'm the tower overlord.
I didn't know what he was saying, but it seemed to be true that he was here before me. I didn't have anywhere else to go but here. I didn't have any backup plans. What should I do? Achoo! I had broken a sweat from all that walking, and now it was making me cold. What should I do?
There's no point in standing out here. Come inside for now. My adorable little lady.
Oh, and he knew right from the beginning. Huh? What? Huh? Okay, so right from the beginning, he's like, Madame. It feels so strange, even when I think of it now.
What is?
I mumbled out loud, apparently. This man always appeared when he wasn't needed. I was thinking of when I first met you.
Ah, that fateful snowy day. I held a warm, helping hand to you as you were near freezing. As thanks, you swore eternal allegiance to me, and...
Don't make up things. Never mind that. How did you know I was a woman just at first glance?
It was simple. There aren't too many mysteries in this world.
Stop stalling and tell me.
Someone as cute as you were could never be the same sex as me. Don't you think so?
I never expected a serious answer, but I guess this helped pass the time.
Oh, going out?
Yeah, I have work. I need it to feed the lazy overlord here.
Diligence is a virtue. You should certainly work while you are still young.
I didn't wait for Ashen to finish before I closed the door and left. Meh.
I also found that mysterious. Back then, I thought you looked like someone I knew. Now then, who would that be?
Is he insinuating she looks a bit like Hokage? But then... No.